Good morning, everyone. It is currently the 3rd of September 2022, and this is Kerry Attenborough of the Astral Realm and Glitch Hunter signing in. I just came across something that I found very interesting considering the experiences that I've had previous to this. And I'd also like to show off my little mug. Very interesting how it depicts an octopus, but also with constellations. There is shell, which also corresponds with the sea, where these things come from. You would expect to see a shell, right? But it does have the one eye symbolism. We also have a pocket watch featuring an 8-sided star and an eye. And okay, the octopus is holding a magnifying glass and it is wearing a crown. I think that's all the features on this mug. I found it very interesting, so I had to buy it. And then I came across this. It is a fandom for a game, an MMO RPG. If you didn't know, MMO RPG stands for Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. And this particular MMO is called The Secret World. And this is from the wiki, from the Villains wiki. And it's called The Dreamers. So their aliases are the Dreaming Ones, Sleeping Ones, Lucid Dreamers, Whale Mollusk Gods, the Hungry Sky, Sun Eaters. And their homeworld is the Dreaming Prison. Abilities: omnipotence, omniscience, immortality, esokinesis, dreams that manifest physically. Members: the Serpent, Arten, the Dreamer in the Ice, the Red Sargassum, Dreamer, and John. Hobby: dreaming of escape. So here is a quick little summary of what the Dreamers are in this world. The Dreamers are the central antagonists of the dark fantasy MMORPG The Secret World. I already said that. A pantheon of primordial cosmic horrors kept dormant by Gaia, the divine biocomputer at the centre of Agartha. They are the source of the filth and the direct antithesis of all Gaia's forces, so named for their eternal slumber within the dreaming prison. They are forever seeking an escape, the consequences of which would break reality on a fundamental level. As such, the Dreamers are the bigger bad of the game, and the schemes of almost every single faction revolve around them sooner or later. The Templars, the Illuminati, and the Dragon all have vested interests in fighting them. The Orochi Group and its topmost executives seek means of siphoning or even stealing their power, and the Morning Light worship the Dreamers as gods, viewing their awakening as the dawn of ultimate stage in human enlightenment. So, pause, Orochi Group. I remember hearing about Orochi. It's a Japanese myth of the Hydra, whereby if you chop off one of Orochi's heads, 2 more will sprout in its place. So, interesting name. In an attempt to further their plans for escape, they have occasionally tempted mortals into their service with offers of rewards. Throughout the game, the Dreamers make similar offers to players, tempting them with offers to unlock their true power in exchange for their loyalty. Regardless of whether players accept or refuse these overtures, the Dreamers' ultimate goals remain the same: escape and total cosmic disassembly. To date, the players have never seen the Dreamers face to face, even on the occasions where they find themselves transported to the dreaming prison. Players never see the entities incarcerated there, only their restraints. However, the bees, I'm not sure what the bees are, imply that they resemble cephalopods, making reference to tentacles and other examples of mollusk anatomy, although they also state that they have event horizons for mouths. It's been suggested that the Ur-Draug, UR-DRAUG, or Ur-Draug, was created as a scaled-down facsimile of one of the dreamers, the terrible thing dreaming beneath the sea, and that their creations in general bear close resemblance to the creators. The nearest players have gotten to meeting a dreamer in person is during their encounters with the Black Signal. Though he is essentially a highly advanced filth entity, Lilith claims that he has become a new mind in their collective, indicating that he is essentially a proto-dreamer, a lesser form of his Lovecraftian masters, a little dream, as she puts it. Though they are asleep, they are still capable of planning and influencing the world to a certain extent from their prisons. The filth coalesces into our reality. The dreamer's desire to escape and dominate made manifest as a physical substance. Those infected by it are open to the mental influence of the sleepers and often inspired to spread the infection further, culminating in a horde capable of unearthing the Gaia engines and destroying them. The dreamers are also capable of reaching out to minds not corrupted by the filth, usually those especially receptive to their psychic emanations, tempting them with the possibility their fondest wishes coming true. They gain generals and prophets to act in their stead and empower them with magical gifts as their power on earth increases. Personalities among the dreamers are a rather hazy issue. It is not yet known if any of them actually possess individual identities, for many of them refer to themselves in the plural rather than the singular, though some can be occasionally heard referring to themselves as I. It is uncertain if the range of the personalities demonstrated by the dreamers are real, or simply performances to ensnare new worshippers. Whatever the case, personality traits vary. Some, like the Artan and the Antarctic dreamer, appear to understand the world outside their dreams enough to converse with humans on a somewhat grandiose level, at least enough to pose as gods or issue threats. The Red Sargassum dreamer is much more abstract, communicating through a mixture of childish whispering, warped nursery rhymes, stuttered robotic speech, and the occasional lucid explanation. Overall, however, they appear to enjoy recreating the brief glimpses of the world outside their prison, sculpting their hazy visions of birds, dogs, boars, and spiders into creatures of the filth, and in the case of the Red Sargassum dream, replicating Kingsmouth from the memories siphoned from the minds of Tyler Freeborn and the other infectees on Solomon Island. So this is going more into the story of the game. Apocalyptic circumstances surround the release of any one of the dreamers. According to the bees, they feed upon astronomical bodies like stars and planets. Though their conversation with Emma suggests they also enjoy devouring human souls if they get the chance. While they have yet to demonstrate their hunger in person, dead planets and dying stars can be found in both the rifts torn in reality around the Gaia engines and within the dreaming prison itself. It is uncertain if these were conjured by the dreamers themselves, or if they were already present within the prison when they were first incarcerated. but the bees indicate that they are at least real enough to be fed upon, claiming that the dreamers will often idly lick at craters in dead moons, dreaming of the feasts they can enjoy if they ever escape. Fortunately, they are safely contained by the Gaia engines, a network of ancient First Age machines specifically designed to keep the dreamers under control and ensure that the world keeps turning. These miraculous devices serve as multiple lines of defense. On the simplest level, they are music boxes, lulling the dreamers to sleep. On the more complex levels, they contain and cleanse the filth when they're working properly. Lilith hints that they can draw theoretically infinite energy from the captive entities, easily providing Samael with limitless energy to replace modern fuel sources, and, if arranged properly, can even force the dreamers to follow orders. The bees confirm that Lilith's claim is essentially correct, and in fact it's the only reason why the universe still exists. In the event that the end of days does come to pass, the Gaia engines have been designed to interface with the minds of the dreamers and influence them to follow a very specific course of action. By directing their will, they can harness the dreamers' reality warping powers and rebuild the world. Unfortunately, the world will essentially be reset to factory settings, leaving most civilizations wiped out, except for a few rare artifacts and individuals, hence the ages that have defined the world. Doubly unfortunately, this function has begun to break down in recent eons, and the bees imply that the engines might not be able to manage another reset if the worst comes to the worst. Interesting. I never knew about this game when I first encountered my first little cephalopod. I guess now I should call them the Dreamers, since that's what it says in the Secret World lore. And now I'm very tempted when people ask me who I am to respond with, why, I'm an eldritch abomination, hell-bent on dismantling reality at its most fundamental level. And with that, I'd like to leave you with a closing thought. Which came first? The chicken or the egg? The reality or the fiction?